You said it. You're going to say it to start. Let's get this party started. All right. I know some people may be popping in late. I had a couple of people say, "Oh my God, I'm just getting home." And we may have a few pop in late, and that's fine with me. As long as you are on your bike and willing to work. So if you remember, what we do to start is we'll do now about 5 minutes of just warming up the legs a bit. I want you to get into the easiest gear that you have on your bike. If you have cadence, that's great. That's going to help us through the workout. And I want you right now just to put it at a cadence or a pace that feels best for you. This is really just to get the legs start to get warmed up. We are ultimately going to do a little opener to get your legs warmed up even more. And then the workout for tonight, as I said in my email, is going to be a lot of different stuff. Most of you probably haven't been on your trainers for a while, so it'll be a little strange to sit on your stationary bike for this long. So we're going to keep it fresh, mix it up, do a bunch of different efforts, just so that you can focus on slowly getting back into your trainer session, into riding on your trainer. It was kind of cool yesterday to see it snowing. Now we know that it's definitely winter. I hope everybody saw that. It didn't land and do anything, but it was kind of fun for about an hour to see snow. So tonight's workout, what's it going to be? We're going to start off, as I said, with that opener. We're going to do some high cadence work just to kind of get the legs moving. That's one thing that if you've been riding over the summer, maybe it took a little bit of time off between when you could still ride outside with the light. That's always my gauge. I seem to stop riding outside during the week when, of course, we change our clocks. So that's one of those days that I don't like very much. Then it's jumping on the trainer. So increasing and working on your leg speed over the winter is a really good way to develop your leg speed. And you'll see as the sessions go along, if you feel like your leg speed's not where you want it to be, that'll start to develop as these weeks go by. So if you really commit yourself to every Wednesday night, you're going to definitely see some improvements in your understanding of the bike, gearing, cadence, working on some leg strength, and also working on your cardio too. I mean, there's definitely lots of cardio work as we move through this. So we got another minute and a half just to spin our legs. Our first little effort is going to be 5 minutes long. You may remember how this works. Let's talk about gearing shortly. You have 2 rings in the front. Most of you guys have been around and are pretty seasoned, so I know you don't need a lot of instruction on this, but just a little refresher. You have a big ring and a small ring. You might have a triple. If you do, if you have 3 gears in the front, you will not need that triple. So that means the little granny gear, you're never going to go there. In the back, in your cassette, the very smallest one at the bottom is probably an 11 or a 12 in terms of numbers of teeth. And as you walk up that cassette, each one of those cogs will probably increase by 1 or 2 teeth. So you probably go 12, 13, 14, 15, then maybe 16 or 17, 18 or 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. You might even have all the way to a 30 or so at the top, meaning the biggest cog in the back. So I'm going to give to you gear suggestions. For this first one, I want you to be in the gear that I'm recommending because I really want your legs to burn. I want you to feel this because that's going to literally get your legs ready for the rest of the workout. So you're going to be in your small ring and you're 15. So let's think about the numbers that you need to go down. If you have a 25 at the top, 25, 23, 1 gear. 2 was going to put you to 21. 3 is your 19. 4 is an 18, 17, and 1 more gear. We're going to do 30 seconds. Holding it hard. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Really push this gear. Force yourself to feel uncomfortable here, because that's what we want to bring that lactic acid to the surface and get the workout started. Hold it to the end. 3, 2, back all the way up to the top of the cassette. Spin those legs for a minute. Now, if your legs were burning, that's exactly what we want. You don't have to go to any harder gear. Just remember what gear you were in. Even if you have to look back to see where you are, that's fine. Remember where that 15 is, because we may go back there later in the workout. Find that gear again. Shifting down to that 15. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 30 seconds. Concentrate on using your core. Keeping that body nice and tight. Little bend in those elbows. Relaxed upper body. 3, 2, 1. Back to the top of the cassette again. So nobody should be gripping those handlebars, as I call it, the death grip. Your hands should be nice and loose. You should be able to wiggle your fingers, even when you're in the middle of that 30-second effort. Because any tension in your upper body is going to not allow those legs to work. So make sure that you're keeping that upper body relaxed, and then the lower legs can do their job. All right, find that gear again. 3, 2, let's go. 30 seconds. Feel the burn. Check your cadence when you're doing this. If you're getting a 90 plus, that's a good thing. Harden this gear though, to hold that kind of cadence. 3, 2, 1, back to the top. We got 1 more to do. If you're starting to sweat already, I didn't remind you, hopefully you have your fan, a towel, and that full water bottle. because you are going to need all three of those things for this workout. It's interesting. I did a ride with Randy when it was first starting to get a little cold. And I don't typically wear a lot of clothes when it gets colder. But this day, for some reason, I seemed to wear things that were way too warm. And man, I felt like I had a terrible ride. All right, back down to that gear. Last one. Here we go. Let's go. You might notice with this last one, you're holding a better cadence. The legs are warmed up. If you have power, you might be showing higher power. Three, two, one. Easy gear. All right. The warm-up is now over. So what's our first effort going to be? As I said, take a drink. Make sure you empty this water bottle by the end of the session. So every time you have a chance to take a drink, do so. And you're going to hear me talk about hydration a lot. I'm going to give you a story about hydration, but let's start this next effort first. So next we're going to do 5 minutes worth of 30 seconds at the highest cadence you can hold and 30 seconds at an easy pace. What I want you to think about here, the gearing doesn't have to be super hard, but I don't want you to use gearing that's too easy. So if you're now at the top of your cassette, you might want to shift to 2 harder gears, and that's it. I want you to see if you can hold your cadence as close to 100 as possible for that 30 seconds. Then bring it down. You can bring it down to 80 just to spin out for that one piece. So go ahead and find that gear. 30 seconds at a super high cadence, 5 minutes long. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, if you want to follow me, I'm going to put my cadence at about 105. So I'm in between 100 and 110. This is all about just that leg speed, nice light feet. 3, 2, 1. Stay in that gear. Just bring your cadence down. Now I want you to really concentrate on this next one. I want you to concentrate on keeping your feet flat, meaning not toeing, not pushing your heels down. Your feet are even, and using the upward part of the stroke. 3, 2, 1. Right back up to that high cadence. The other part that helps here, hold that core in. Use your core. And make sure you're sitting in the saddle. 3, 2, 1. Back to easy. So if you're having any saddle issues and you can't sit in your saddle for a 5-minute effort without moving around, jiggling around, pushing forward, pushing back, then maybe that saddle is not the right saddle for you. You shouldn't be uncomfortable in your saddle. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bringing it up. We're 2 minutes in to this 5-minute effort. Each one of these should look the same. Aim for a similar cadence to the previous one. 3, 2, nice and easy. Just dial it back. If you want to take a drink, when you're on the easy side, that's a good time to do it. We're almost at 3 minutes. Here we go. 3, 2, 30 seconds high. And it should be all about the legs moving. None of this. The upper body doesn't help the legs move. The core helps the legs move. If you're getting a lot of upward body motion, then you're not engaging that core. 3, 2, nice and easy. We got one more to do. Then I think you're going to be happy with the next set. Oh yeah. Bringing back an oldie but a goodie. No, we're not using the cards. Earl thinks my cards are tricked or rigged. 3, 2, 1, let's go. He thinks I have the cards preset when I do the card workout. I don't. I shuffle them in front of you. Those, I think, are my favorite workouts because you have no idea what's going to happen. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, but keep it in that gear. Not shifting yet too easy. You're staying in the gear, but making it feel easier than the previous 30. It's a recovery, but not a full recovery. You're going to get that in 10 seconds. 3, 2, all the way to the top of the cassette. Take a drink, towel off. Turn on your fan if you need it. All right. So next is everyone's favorite, the one-legged drill. So everybody, I believe, is using clipless. If you are not clipped into your pedals, what I want you to do for these is to just literally think about concentrating only with the leg that is pedaling for those people who are doing a true one-legged drill. So how does this work? I'm going to give you a gear. When I say go, you're going to clip out with that opposite, the leg that's out of the pedal. Take that foot, put it back on your trainer. Either hook your foot over the trainer or just step on the trainer itself so that the leg has some stability. And then you're going to concentrate on, I don't care how fast your leg is moving when we do these, I want you to really feel like it's a circular motion. Not that you're pushing and pulling and it's getting that clicking sound. I want it to be a full-on, nice circular motion. Then when we're ready to go to the opposite leg, all you're going to do is stop your foot at the bottom, clip in to that other pedal a few times, and then clip out and start the other leg. I need to move my little thing here a little so I don't kick it over. All right, so here's your gear. I want you to get into your big ring and one gear down from where you are right now. Okay? You're going to clip out of your left foot to start. We're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. 3, 2, 1, clip out. And I made this a hard gear because I want you to feel the pedal stroke all the way around. Push down, pull up, feel it, get smooth. I'm going to shift this gear in the middle of this effort so that you can then feel a different way for this. 3, 2, clip in to your other foot, pedal a few strokes, and clip out. Now what you might notice, just in this first effort, that one leg is stronger than the other. So really focus on finding that perfect circle and use your strength. Clipping in, clipping out. Right leg right now. You may hear your bike going, wah, wah, wah. That's okay for now. That means you're pushing over the top. Clipping in, clipping out, left leg. We're going to make a change after this 30 seconds. It's okay if your heart rate starts to come down. This is just about learning how to pedal more efficiently and understanding how that pedal stroke goes around and around. Clip both feet in. Don't clip out yet. I want you to click down to 2 harder gears and then to your small ring. Now, when you clip out here, you're going to notice a difference. Pedal in this gear with both legs for a little bit. When I count it down, you're going to clip out of your left foot. 3, 2, 1. Right foot only. It's a little easier gear. Maybe close to where you were before. You're probably going to start to feel this on the top of your leg, into your hip flexor. Clip in, pedal a few times. Oops, clip out. Left leg only right now. Feel it start to settle in. Feel your core. Get up nice and tall. Clip in. Pedal with both legs. Give me 2 easier gears. 2 easier gears. Stay in that gear. We're going to get to the top of this minute. Now, it's going to get a little smoother now. You have a little easier gear, and the legs are well warmed up. Clipping out of the left foot, right foot only. Let's go. Now is when you can make it. No whirling sound. Nice and smooth from bottom to top. Keeping the foot flat. Oh, feeling it in the thigh. Yowza. Clipping in. Couple pedal strokes. Clipping out. Left leg. Left leg only. You only have a minute and a half left of these, and then we're moving on to something else. Stick with it. When you clip in, I want you to shift to one easier gear. Clipping in, couple pedal strokes, one easier gear. Clipping out of the left foot. Last time on the right leg. Now it's even smoother. You got this down. Got the pattern down. Clipping in. Last time for the left leg. Clipping out of right. Make this the smoothest of all of them. I know my left leg's a little weaker. This is also how you get your feet to be pedaling evenly. 3, 2, 1. Clipping in, both feet up to your easiest gear. Take a drink. Spin the legs out. Woo! That's a tough one. All right. Now I'm going to really test you guys. See what kind of strength you have. Because we're going to go to heavier gears, lower cadence. And these are going to be like 1 minute climbing intervals. So I know you guys heard me saying last year that we went to Italy, or we were going to Italy to do a ride. And the one thing I have to admit that we did almost every single day between 3,000 and 5,000 feet of climbing. And it was extremely recognizable, the change in my physique as we did that much climbing. It was pretty cool. So climbing is a great way to improve your overall cycling fitness. And on the trainer, you can kind of simulate that same thing. Because you know what happens when you climb, your cadence slows down, the effort gets harder, and we can do that and simulate that by just changing our gears and lowering our cadence. So that's what we're going to do here. I want you to be in your big ring, and I'm going to say start with your 17. So that'll be about 5 gears down from your hardest gear. I want you to think about your cadence being between 70 and 80. No higher. If you're hitting 85, then give yourself a harder gear. This is about where you probably climb in terms of your cadence. So go ahead, get your big ring. Get down to that gear, 4 or 5 gears down. If you need to shift in the middle, you may. We're going to go 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. Between 70 and 80. I'm going to put myself at 75. So if you need to follow my legs, you'll know that you're at 75 if you're matching my cadence. So I put my my bike typically at this distance from the computer because I want you guys to be able to see my legs. A lot of cycling instructors just show from their waist up, but I want you to be able to use me as your gauge. So in between, what we're going to do is you're going to stay in that gear, and in 3, 2, 1, just shift to your small ring. Allow your cadence to drop to a comfortable level. This is your rest period. A minute on, a minute off. We're going to do this for 10. During this 10 minutes, I hope I see you guys taking a drink, toweling off, which means you're working hard. So I have a husband and wife team that came to me, and they wanted me to help them get ready for the Philadelphia Half Marathon. We're going to move back up to that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Get that cadence. 70 to 80. Remember, I'm going to hold at 75. So this couple, interestingly enough, 12 years between the husband and the wife. She is a gym rat kind of person who does everything at intensity. Everything's at high intensity interval. He, on the other hand, has run a bit, not much. Wasn't quite sure how he was going to achieve this goal. But he was in it because they wanted to do this together. We had 3, 2, down to your small ring. Bring that cadence down. Take a drink. We probably had 3 to 4 months to get them ready. Actually, I think it was longer than that. So, of course, I started them out really easy, doing maybe 2 miles and running, as many of you know. I prefer the run-walk method. So they were doing 1-1s, 4-1s, meaning 4 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking. And we slowly, gradually built them up to their longest run of 11 miles. Find that big ring. 3, 2, 1. Right back to that cadence. 70 to 80. So, of course, 11 miles was only a few miles shy of what they were planning to do for the 13.1 mile half marathon at Philadelphia. And a few little bumps along the way, getting sick, having like a little knee niggle. Nothing major. Comes a race day. I thought they were going to finish in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Well, they crushed that by 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Down to your small ring. They finished in 2:40. So we weren't able to find each other on race day, but I was able to meet with them last weekend. They live very close to my parent, my mom, and my sister, and my niece. So I got to meet them. And the most impressive thing that they said to me was, race day felt easy. That's what you want from an athlete. You want the training to be the hard part, and you want the racing, if that's what you're planning to do, to be the easy part. So if you've done your training right, 3, 2, back to the big ring, then your race day will feel easy. But a couple of things that they did so well. One, they bought into, and you don't have to buy into it because if you do it right, it works. They bought into the hydration and they told me that. They said, if you hadn't have told us that hydrating during the week affected our long runs, we would have never done it. So that's why I push it on you guys. Hydration is key, really key. Almost there. 3, 2, small ring. We're 7 minutes in, 3 more minutes to go. The other thing that they mentioned is that their training courses, which I knew were extremely hilly, made them feel like the hills at the Mara Half were nothing. And I can attest to that after coming back from Italy. Climbing. Man, we got here, and those hills, they got flattened out. They didn't feel like hills anymore. So that's another thing. During your training, think about where you're training and how it will affect you on race day. Back to that big ring. Bring it up. Last one here. Then we'll calm down for 1 minute, and then we'll recover. By now, hopefully you're sweating a bit. The other part for them, fortunately, they had the perfect race conditions. A little windy, nothing major. It was cool enough. It wasn't super hot. And they wore the right clothing. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Keep it in that gear. Just spin this out for the last minute. So the cutest story that they told me, Kristen says, I got to tell you about John at the first water stop. She said, he went through that water stop like he was in first place. She said he grabbed a cup. He was running as fast as he could, trying to drink it at the same time. And all of a sudden, she's like, John, what are you doing? You're not winning this race, man. Bring it back. It's only mile 1. So she held him back, which was going to be the opposite of the way I thought it was going to go that day. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. All the way to the top of the cassette. Take a drink. Towel off. Moving in to our last and final set. Now I'll push you a little bit on this last one. Give you a significant amount of time to recover from those big ring efforts. So they were both very pleased with their result. And it was nice to see that they stuck together. Kristen said to me, probably a week before, you know, I was thinking that maybe we would like run the first mile and then start our walk run. And I said, whoa, no, you're not. I said, that's where all the excitement comes in. That's where you bust out of the gate because it's the beginning of the race and all the excitement is there, I'm going to hold you back. And she actually admitted that people that she saw run fast in the first couple of miles, they were passing them at the end. And that's what you want to do. So keep that in mind sometimes. Hold yourself back just a little bit at the beginning so that you can have that energy to finish strong. All right, so that's what we want to do here. We want to finish this strong. This isn't a ladder. This last section is going to be a ladder. You're going to be doing equal time rest to the effort. I'm going to let you pick the gear, and I want you to push yourself to whatever is that level that you think you can maintain for the duration. So it's almost like short time trial intervals. Hard efforts, really pushing yourself. So the first one's going to be a minute and a half long, a minute and a half hard with a minute and a half easy. So try to keep your cadence between 90 and 100 and pick the gear that's going to let you go right at that point where your legs are really starting to burn and feel it be hard. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Pick that gear. It can be small ring, big ring, whatever you want it to be. Just keep yourself moving at a pace. Now remember, this is a ladder. The efforts are going to get shorter, but the time recovery is going to stay the same as the effort. So 130, 115, 1 minute. Keep the effort strong. Keep the cadence high. Really concentrate on this last little piece. You're at the very end of the workout. You know what that means. This is when it counts here. Right at the end. 1 minute down. Think about all those body parts. Relaxed hands. Shoulders aren't at your ears. Elbows are bent. Core is engaged. Legs are moving in a nice circular motion. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 145 to recover. Take a drink. Towel off. Next one. Hopefully you've remembered what gear. I didn't remind you what gear you're in. Be in the gear. It's going to hold each one of these looking similar. If you feel like you can go to a harder gear and push yourself a little bit more, then do that. Or if you feel like you need to go in an easier gear because you just couldn't sustain that. But remember, it's 15 seconds shorter. So that's going to be to your advantage. It will not feel the same as that last one because you're going to be a little shorter in time. And having right now this recovery really helps. And I've said this over and over again. Remember, recovery means recovery. Don't go too hard when you're supposed to be going easy. And don't go too easy when you're supposed to be going hard. All right, you got 15 seconds before we start. Think about the gearing you want to go to. This time you may want to pay attention to your metrics a little more. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1 minute 30. Settle in. Really concentrate on having that relaxed upper body. Even your face. Make your face relaxed. No clenching your teeth. Squint your eyes. Keep your face relaxed. Everything else will follow. We need to do that more when we're on the road. Because typically what happens if you're in a pace line and you get a gap, the first thing you do is grab your handlebars and grit your teeth. If you did the opposite, you got relaxed, you'd get to that wheel in no time. 30 seconds. The legs may be feeling this now. This is a lot longer than you've been on the trainer for a number of months, most of you. 10. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 130 easy. So back to Kristen and John. The really cool part about what's happened with them is that even though I'm not coaching them for a particular goal, they're on their own, they're still running. And they both said to me, it made us realize how fun it can be to do this together, but also it makes you feel better when you exercise. We suggested to them, this was Randy's suggestion, hey, think about doing like a destination half marathon. So go somewhere and do a half somewhere in an exotic place or a place you've wanted to visit. That's a great way to think about it. All right, next effort. 115. Same kind of thing. Find the gear that works. Hold it for that number of that time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 115. Again, nice solid cadence. Good solid effort. Really keep your eye on the prize here. Maybe consider a little harder gear. You can even shift in the middle. You got 45 seconds to go. Keeping the feet light. Let yourself breathe naturally. No pushing. No pushing the air out. Just let it happen. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 115. One more to go. And then we're done. That last one will be 1 minute long. Woo! We might go over 8 o'clock, just a couple of minutes. So just as a reminder, as we approach this last one, These sessions will stay on Wednesdays. They will be at 7 o'clock. I will send an email on Tuesdays with the link, so that all you have to do is click on that link. The link is actually the same link each week. So if you didn't get the email or you can't find it, as long as you have a previous email, you can go right in, log in, and you can always email me or text me if you need the link. All right, last one, let's go. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Shifting down, 1 minute. Come on, go a little harder here. It's only a minute. I'll give you 15 seconds. 15 seconds down. Every 15 seconds, you'll know where you're at. "30 seconds down. Force yourself to hold on to it all the way to the end. No slowing down. 15 to go. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Hit your easy gear. Woo, let's just spin it out. So finish up what's in your bottle. As you saw in my email, the fee for the sessions is going to stay the same at $10. And I give to you the Venmo, PayPal, Zelle things. And of course, it's on an honor system, so I appreciate your honesty. Some people keep a tally, send me one payment, or some people pay me every week. Whatever works best for you. I trust you. If you don't have the ability to make the payment, just let me know. I'm happy to be here for you guys. And now that I'm also on my bike, I get a workout too. Whereas before, I didn't get a workout. But I got to see you guys, which was the best part about being in the bike shops. But I tell you, this format works great. Everybody's in their own home. You don't have to travel. You don't have to lug all those trainers. You don't have to lug your bike. So while you're cooling down, I want you to slow down your pedal cadence. If you're like me, I always seem to sit at 90. Force yourself to just bring your cadence down to about 85 or 80, since it's only a couple of more minutes. Allow the body to recover. You should feel your heart rate starting to slow. You should feel your breathing starting to get shallower. And you should feel your legs not burning anymore. That's a good cool down. This one's a little short. In the future, I'll probably make it a little longer. And as I see some of you, finish up that water in your bottle, please. So I did an experiment with myself where I didn't drink a recovery drink for about a week after every one of my workouts. And I have to tell you that I was miserable because I wasn't getting the proper recovery. And that protein, I'm going to push on the protein. Everybody, and ladies, especially us, we need protein in our systems because we're athletes. and because our bodies need that protein. So do your best to have protein in every meal that you eat, and make sure that after workout like this one, you're getting in a recovery shake. Most of you have had my shake that I would do at the shops. And if you've forgotten what they are, if you don't have any recovery mix, like a whey protein, you can literally do yogurt, almond milk, a banana, some chia seeds if you have it, some spinach to give you some iron, maybe some coconut or an avocado to give you a little bit of fat. And then if you're somebody that likes like a chocolate flavor, a squirt of maybe chocolate sauce is fine, just to make it tantalizing and good to taste. So get in that shake because it does make a difference. And sometimes I'll do that just to remind myself that even though I don't feel like it's doing anything, it's actually doing something. So really concentrate on making sure you're getting that in. And then, of course, these hours are hard, I know. Do you have dinner after this? You just have the shake? I have both. I have a shake and dinner because your body needs those nutrients to help it recover. And as always, as I mentioned with Kristen and John, your weekly hydration makes a difference for these workouts. So try to really hydrate well during the week. All right. That is it, folks. I applaud you for sticking with it. Good job, everybody.